show you round. We'll show you what we do. We
Get there.
breeding koi locally here in the UK and breeding it at a standard which wins awards at koi shows, and also right through to pick and mix type fish for kids and savvy older people. So we do the whole thing. I'll show you our parent fish. I'll show you some of the koi we got in production. You'll see some eggs that were laid this morning from our kahaki spawning. You'll see some eggs that were laid yesterday from Joyce Tuba spawning. So we'll show you whatever we can. We are an operating koi farm. We work you know, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. We've cleared up as best we can. The public area is in the sales room, which is our neatest, tidiest, most sparkly area. Be thankful that we actually have like a reasonably nice floor now. It used to be, for the guys that used to come years ago, it used to just be mud. But so we've upgraded. But the rest of it is it's a working farm. So you've really got to watch your footing. There are trip hazards. There's nets. There's things that we are using, you know, on a day-to-day basis that you know that you need to watch out for, basically.
Working environment.
Yes, yeah. So there's that. We're set up with a sales room. We have a brood fish polytunnel. I think we'll go through there first, and that's where we have our brood fish. So we keep our males and our females separate because we only want them to spawn when we say, and in set combinations as well. And then the second polytunnel along is our growing polytunnel, if you like. That's the engine room really of the farm. Once we've spawned in specific combinations, and that comes down to female and male combinations that we try out from year to year. And when we hit on an optimized pairing, then we stick with that. Then they're grown on separately outside in our natural ponds, and then after about a month they're harvested to about an inch and they come inside and we rear them on in the recirculation systems. Because koi basically don't breed true, and because we are chasing quality, we breed the varieties true, if you like. We have the same variety on the male and the female side, and as I say, with the optimized pairing, which can sometimes take a few years to put together. But even out of every spawning, it's only such a small proportion that, yeah, just to give you a feeling of the ratios, for us, this on a pairing that actually works commercially for us, a successful pairing, it might be one fish in 1,000 fish that would be worth us growing for a second summer to take to Nisai. And you know, we might sell that from £125 through to a few £100 with a few specials above that. So that's 1 in 1,000. So we have to rear 1,000 fish to get one like that for that kind of sales price. Okay, on a successful spawning. Okay, and you know, for example, the fish that say that we have here in our pick and mix, like the 3 to 4 inches, okay, they will be coming out of 4th selection. So they are roughly a 1 in 100. So for us to have, and I was almost going to tell you that, because obviously we've got the game today, guess the number of fish in the tank. It is the 3, I know the number, I was about to say, for us to have that number of fish, we needed this number of fry. But you know, we have to rear 100 fish to get one that we would then, we're good enough to put into one of our 3 to 4 inch mix selection even. Okay, so these are the sort of quantities we're dealing with. So we need a large volume of fry at about first selection size, which is 2-3 centimeters, around an inch. Our record for getting the fish up to that size is 27 days, but it's usually a week inside and about 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks outside. Okay. Once we harvest, we make our selections, we bring inside to the engine room where we would grow on the fish that we would grow on for the first summer, and we then drain the ponds and then do the whole thing again. And if we can get 2 uses out of the ponds in each year, that's that's great. We only have 6 ponds. We're limited. Our site is very limited, unfortunately. We are much smaller than we really need to be. So that's something we're working on at the moment. But so we might get out of our 6 ponds, we might get like 12 goes. We produce about 250,000 fry a year in a reasonable year. Each we'll walk around the ponds. Each pond is producing maybe 20,000 fish to about an inch in size.
So how many of those fish? Sorry, we'll have questions after, shall we?
Just fire away now, it's fine.
So out of those fish then, those fry that from the spawn, how many get through to the next grade?
Okay, so the question is out of from first selection, how many fish make it through? And in a successful spawning, about 5%.
Make it through?
Yes. But you know, year to year, what might be in my 5% in 1 year might be within the 95% of another year. Year to year, even with an optimised pairing, you know, it can vary. But I'm happy with 5%. I'm really happy with 6, 7, 8%, and I wouldn't just keep 5% if it wasn't there. So if it's sort of 1 or 2%, I would keep that, but then I wouldn't run that spawning again, or I'd change them out. You know, we change the pairings, that type of thing. Yeah. So that's the way we use our natural ponds, and that's the reason we try to reuse them. Is because I need as many goes as possible to rear my 20,000 fish, to try and get up to that 250,000. And even then, across the year, there'll be maybe 5, 6, 7 fish that stand above the rest, which is such low numbers. And you know, this is one of the big drivers for wanting to expand, because you know, the more and more hobbyists are finding us, and they're finding that our fish work really well in their ponds. They may have fish there from imported from Japan, and ours stand up really well. And certainly for hobbyists that like that level, the sort of level that maybe our top 5, 10, you know, we'd like to have more of those customers. But it's so difficult for me to double the whole thing to have this whole facility, to maybe rather than have 5 to 10, have 10 to 20. That's a huge endeavour. But that is actually what drives us. So whilst we work very hard to produce the best fish we can at each of the output points, if you like, the top 5 to 10 in the year, the 3 to 4 inch mix is really important to me, to be able to provide a really good mix across varieties and have nice examples there. All these things are really important to me, but it's all driven by scale, and then obviously being able to get more things right than don't go right. So there's that as well. Okay, that is a brief, if you like, summary of us. I'll tell you a little bit about me, because there's a lot of first timers here. This is not something that I've done my whole life. I used to effectively be in one of the professions. I used to be in one of the financial professions. Did that for 20 years, and the last 10 years of that, I freelanced, and I've always had hobbies. Koi breeding was a hobby. In fact, I've always bred fish. Even when I was a kid, I used to breed tropical fish. Actually, do you know what? We've got some bristlenose plecos in. There's a bit of a project to help keep clean some of our baby fry tanks. Yeah. We went to Bradley, who was our first employee. He joined us just over a month and a half ago. When he was younger, he used to work at local Maidenhead Aquatic. So we went up there, we picked up these bristlenose plecos, which is super cool. And I just love being around fish. There's all the range of tropical fish. And I used to breed a lot of those fish when I was a kid. And so now I'm a bit of a bigger kid. This originally was a hobby to breed koi with the objective to win competitive placings at koi shows. Okay, so that was my objective. There are other objectives to produce unique fish, or you can have a whole range of objectives, perhaps, if you were to breed koi. But that was one I took on because that was a way of baselining the output of the fish that I'd bred against a very good standard. And after a few years, we had lots of success at it, thankfully. And some of our feature, our champion fish are on the poster on the side of the building. And it's not just those four; there's a whole list of them. They're on the
Here we are, guys. There's our Daz, Vince, Gaz. That koi guy there, all the way from the Emerald Isle.
Northern or Southern Island?
Yeah, Southern.
And just have a look at some of the fish in there. As always, some stunning examples here.
Yeah.
Over there. There's the man of the moment. Look, it's our Dave from DT.
That doesn't normally come round here, but you know, it's a nice koi adventure.
And if you've not been on there, get on to DT Live on a Saturday night and also on a Thursday.
Hills, mate.
You cannot miss this man's show.
Well, you can.
Anyway,
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.
we're always on there, you know that.
Good man. You'll have to come on and join us.
Oh, will do, yeah. I'll just.
We've got you on camera now saying that, so.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. And there's our Daz. Anyway.
He is shorter than me.
Yeah.
On tiptoes.
Yeah, on the tiptoes. Anyway, we'll catch you in a bit.
And it had a USP here. And I put these. Yeah, fall in.
Although it's more costly, I can get
It's
it is more costly.
bigger than me.
And something like Dahaku, Showas, there's a lot being produced in Japan. So it's also good to have fresh genetics brought in.
Bigger than you.
But I was saying to Daz earlier, I'll show you next door. The first year we bred our Deutsch Karashi, we bred them with Shisui on the male side, because I didn't have any other Deutsch non-metallic fish. We produced some linearly patterned Deutsch Shisuis. Okay. Now, you can't go out and buy those in Japan. I'm not saying there aren't any there, but there's not a farm producing them. So on something like that, which is a bit different, we will have a go at using some of our own. I can have a play with it. It's outside of the mainstream. But our approach is to buy in the best genetics we can from Japan and to redirect your approach and to every year top up. So
You're always changing your.
Once we've found a good pairing of male to female, we'll stick with it. But the thing is that the fish don't last forever. So
Wow, what a shot that is, that.
They last a long time, but they don't last forever.
I thought he was going to eat me camera there.
Years ahead. Because it might get a bit smaller for female in year one, but it might take us 3 years before we optimise it. And in that time, we'll have some product, but it won't be optimised. And because we're operating on a small site, well, a decent size, I have to get a lot right. So the optimisations are important.
I mean, believe it or not, I've caught carp as big as that, fishing on, and now I am
To mid-20s, but nothing that size.
35.8.
Yes. No, I've now go straight to Japan.
Stunning big, isn't it? Absolutely stunning.
Yes. And price. There's Oakley. sorry, the wood's not clearer. I had a really good go at getting the wood as clear as
Must
possible.
be a nightmare moving them out though to into the spawning pool. You'd be scared to death. You'd be a two-man job. You wouldn't be able to lift that on your own, would you? When it starts crashing.
Trouble is, the damage you can do to a fish of that size by lifting it.
Not like
You just his pecs. If his pec goes the wrong way and it rolls over on it with that weight, it's just his pec roll.
in terms of buying directly. What first year I've done it. In bulk.
Jesus!
That's a lot of fish, that, isn't it?
How big is that?
There are two lines of thought on the pellet size. On the smaller pellet size, the fish, although they've got teeth and they'll grind it up a bit, the food will go through, and there's a larger surface area for the food to be absorbed as it's going through the intestine of the fish.
Well guys, you never guess what? I won the raffle. So, yeah.
Well done.
So we're having 10 out of here. That's somebody who thinks his expertise from my old friend Byer at school.
Nothing more to go through.
I will. Get back to you later. Afternoon guys, it's Monday, pretty hectic weekend. Don't know whether you can see it out there, but it's raining and my pagoda's got a leak in the roof. Absolutely belting down. But sit down for a minute. Well, what a weekend. It was Gaz's Koi Pond get together at Adam Byer's fish farm in Shantock Lane near Bovingdon and Wempstead. Saturday. What a day. The people up there were absolutely fantastic, and to be honest with you, it was nice to meet Shane from Hearts Koi. If you've not checked him out, check his channel out. Vicky from Bubble and Fins, check them out, and their lovely little daughter. I'll get onto the lovely little daughter in a minute. Nothing wrong there, by the way. But yeah, Gaz, Daz, oh, so many others. Sorry if I've forgotten to name everybody, but you're all superstars. I must say a massive thanks to Gaz and Daz for putting on the weekend, and most of all to Adam and Amanda Byer for hosting it. Fantastic. Teas, coffees, biscuits, cakes, you name it, and a tour around the facilities for everybody. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic. And going back to Vicky's young daughter, there was a raffle. We all put a tenner in, total to £170 in cash to be spent with Adam Byer. And Vicky's lovely little daughter drew out the winning ticket, and the winner was me. I don't win things. I am absolutely blown away. And yes, it was spent at Adam Byer's. Came back with I think it was 13 fish. I did buy one for Sue, Vince's Sue, a little shishui that we spent a long time sorting out. And Vince, by the way, was a superstar there. He was absolutely amazing. He got involved in sorting people's fish, advising people on the fish, and also serving customers. Bloke's a marvel. He's a genius when it comes to fish and fish knowledge, filter knowledge, you name it. Anyway, I'm going to go and upload this video, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'm still trying to get to that 500 subs, so please guys, like, subscribe and share it to your friends, and I'll catch you later on.